So we're now getting into the nerdy stuff.
Nerdy
Okay,
stuff.
the nerdy
Yay.
Okay, so you have a lot of tracks.
Yeah.
You released a lot of tracks under Brothers, under yourself, and everywhere. How is your creation process? How do you start to get the idea? Do you start with a bass line? Do you with the rhythm or the how is your creative process?
There's no real hard and fast rules with that. It can start off in different ways each and every time. A lot of what I have done in the last few years has been during COVID. I kind of because I had the opportunity, first time in a long time, I had a chance to go through my record collection. So I spent months going through everything, all my vinyl, and choosing which I was gonna get rid of some because I didn't need as many as I had. I thought let's get down to the ones that I really, really want.
The nitty gritty.
Yeah.
How many it was?
I have about 7,000 right now, I think. Yeah, something like that.
Just. Yes,
but I sold about 4,000 during COVID. The ones that I didn't really need anymore. I knew I really wasn't going to play them anymore. I wasn't the kind of music I was still, wanting to hold on to, or I was happy with just a digital file of it. I didn't necessarily need a vinyl of it or whatever it might be. But once I did that, it gave me a chance to go through a lot of old tracks, and I did a lot of sampling. So a lot of my tracks comes from samples from my vinyl collection. To start off with, I do it very differently to a lot of other people. Yeah, a lot of ideas comes from ideas from the 90s and beyond, so a lot of the tracks that I've made recently have just been an amalgamation of different loops and things, because everybody has access to Splice, everybody has access to all the same promo sample packs.
Correct, yes.
So I tried to do something where I've got some things that people might not have. So a lot of that ideas, I'll try and think, oh, that's a great little vocal sample, that's a great loop, and then maybe, so I have 2 or 3 little things to go in the studio with as a basis, and then and that's almost like your skeleton, and then you start to hang things around it, and that might be just, I don't know, it kind of depends on what I'm into at that time, like which tracks are like I'm really loving, or I really love something about a particular track. So then I will get influenced by that, and then that's what maybe happens next. And I'll kind of think, I love the way that they did that or whatever, and maybe I can try and do my own version of that, because that's how everybody's influenced from somewhere, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Totally.
So there's no hard and fast rules exactly. But yeah, usually coming with 2 or 3 ideas and from sample banks, from my own personal sample library.
Yeah, you do that at 7,000 vinyl sound bank.
That was just from the ones that I got rid of. I've still yet to, because I got a couple of thousand samples like from that few months that I put myself to good work at during COVID.
No, I can't imagine just hearing I'm gonna just record this loop, record this. So it's a painstaking process.
Lots and lots of stuff. And I mean, I make music with various people. I make music. I like to work with other people as well. I like the buzz of collaboration. I think when you start doing things on your own, you kind of overthink things sometimes and go down rabbit holes you don't need to go down. And
with Harvey,
around 7,000 different ideas.
Yeah.
But what about the gear? For example, when you're in your studio, do you have any favorite gear, like a synthesizer, samples? What do you really like to use, or what we can hear in your productions the most?
Yeah, I mean, that changes as well. You might go through times like recently we used Hive a lot and Serum a lot, and like whatever the latest synthesizer is, where we think there's lots of good sounds in there.
Hive is great. Hive is a great one.
And then I've used to Hive quite a bit recently, but then there'll be something else new comes out, and you'll go into the new one and play around with that one. Whatever's new comes out, and then you might use it quite a lot, and then you move on to the next one. So there's not necessarily one thing that just. I mean, Diva, use Diva quite a bit. Even sometimes go back to Omnisphere and stuff, and then and obviously like the way that you can manipulate things now, like with all the plugins and so on. So we use a lot of the Sound Toys stuff. And Portals is a big favorite. really use portals a lot. That's that granular thing where you can put something in and you can really move things around, and it does all this crazy, crazy sounds, just you can put things in. I like it when you can put a piece of audio. That's the good thing about the audio, like with the samples, you can put something in and it throws something else completely back at you. Like unexpected. There was a remix we did of Underworld recently. Oh, well, recently, it's quite a while ago now, but where it was where the sound, the audio that we put in, I can't even remember what it was. I think it was Bloom or something. Anyway, we put it into something, and what came back out was completely different, but it was so good.
Good.
I was like, wow, that would have just never. That was a complete bit of luck by just having things that you can pieces of audio you can throw in and see what comes back out. I would no hard and fast rules, just whatever, and keeping the vibe going. The other thing I would try to do is have 2 or 3 tracks on the go, so that if you do come to a point in the, I work with Quivver quite a lot, and also with Jay Gilbert in London. He has a studio in Elephant Castle that a lot of us work out of, try to keep, when you go in the studio, try to keep the vibe going and keep I think like that buzz where you bounce off, oh, this is great, and let's do that, and then when you come to a point where you kind of, things are not quite going so well, and it's kind of stuck, and nothing's sounding so good, and you probably listened to that track way too much for the last 3 hours.
Yes. The producer meme, yes.
Yeah. That's a good time to just, tell you what, let's just park that one for a bit. We'll come back to and then go on to. So having 2 or 3 on the go at the same time, and then so you can keep the vibe, keep the positivity, keep that. That good atmosphere in the studio is something we try to do a lot. We move around, keep their vibe up, rather than, because sometimes it can really weigh you down. Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes there's a problem and you just can't find because a lot of it is problem solving as well, and sometimes you just can't figure out how to get around a problem. But then, of course, when you go back a few hours later, having done something else for it, and then it's staring you right in the face, you can hear it. Like fresh ears is really important.
and when you say that, okay, this track, it's ready kind of to get out of the cocoon. So you road tested. So when do you think it's, or when do you say, when you're road testing it, when do you say this is the track, or do you go back and do more tweaking and tinkering until when do you say the track is finished?
I try to finish. I usually go because I don't have a studio at home anymore. I find it's difficult when I'm at home with a family and there's a family life going on, and there's running the record label and getting ready for DJing every week and stuff. I find I like when I go into a studio to go in and not have any other distractions. So that's why I like to go away and go to John's house or go to Jay's and be away from home, and so I can just concentrate on. I can turn off the emails and turn my phone off and just
get concentrated.
Yeah, concentrate, submerge yourself in it, and so I try to go in. I only maybe make music once a month these days. For 2 days, I'll go to either to Jay's or to John's for 2 days. We start with an idea in the morning on the start of one morning, and by the time of the end of the second day, it's 90% done. That's the discipline. You've got to get it done in 2 days. That's it. Just don't well, like I said, there's other tracks maybe going on at the same time, but that you can always just jump to if you need to feel like you're being productive. But at the end of that second day, come out with something that's 90% done, or sometimes completely done. But certainly near as damn it. And then of course you play it out, and there might be a couple of little tiny things to just change. But I try to make sure that I know that it's there or thereabouts. Yeah.
So you work on your track like 100% or maybe 95%. After that, you go with a sound engineer like John. Do you have any like a crew, a special for
John
that special task, like mastering and mixing duties?
I'm very lucky that I work with John and Jay are both experts at
They,
mix
they,
downs.
they, are the, they are the guys.
So as I'm working with him, they're kind of mixing it as we go along, you know. But I mean, there might be sometimes where they go, actually, it's getting a bit messy. Let's pull it back down and start again. John does all our mastering anyway for Selador. He's our mastering engineer.
He's such an amazing producer.
So they you know, I'm very lucky that these guys are experts. These guys work in the studio every day and have done so for decades. So they're very, very experienced at making things sound amazing at the end.
Yes, and I think that's nice because you can keep the quality, the sound quality, maybe the color of the sound as a standard.
Yeah. Wow. They're you know, they've worked with so many projects, you know, thousands of tracks. For John's been doing it for 30 odd years every day, and he goes in the studio every day. And Jay, that's what Jay does. He just works out the studio every day. So they're very, very experienced at knowing what's right and what's wrong, and why something is not working in the mix, and so on and so forth. So,
we should invite him.
We should. John Quivver, if you're listening to this, you're
come
invited
on,
to TRKID.
You're gonna have fun. A lot of nerdy stuff here.
You're gonna love this part, John. So of course.
Vocal time.
I got mean things on my mind.
Dark room.
It's to leave you here, baby.
Hypnotic vocal.
No lights.
A
lot of smoke.
That's right. It's perfect. Okay. Samples. Lots of samples too. Growing. Listen to this, man. Venga con el massive breakdown. Wow. Mean things indeed.
Mean things, yeah. So this is another one of mine. This is together with Quivver. This is that was John singing.
That was John singing?
Yeah, that's John singing.
No, really?
Yeah. So this is the actual original of this is like a really down tempo track. It's like an 89 BPM, very chilled, kind of Nightmares on Waxy kind of style thing. And this is the club version that we did. And this is going to come out on Music to Die For in a few weeks, I think, at the end of February. So I've been playing this in my sets for quite a while. So if you've been and heard me DJ over the last year, I think it's about a year old, but we're finally going to get released on it. So,
amazing. Yeah. So did you see it saw the light here on TRKIDMexico.
I'm speechless.
Mean things indeed. Thank you, Dave, for sharing this one. It's so good. Yeah.
You are an influence and beacon for other. Who you admire? Which artist makes your strive to think to go on to another level?
Lots and lots of artists. I mean, any time that you hear somebody do something really, really well, any amazing piece of music makes you inspired to try and go and do something great yourself, I think. And that's not necessarily even just in music, just seeing anybody being brilliant at what they do, be it a sportsman or an actor or anything, like just seeing somebody really nail it, like just then it makes you want to do what you do to the best of your ability. So yeah, lots of that happens to me every day. From a DJing point of view, I mean, I'm DJing Emir this weekend with Anthony Papo, who's amazing DJ, and
Tony, yeah.
So he always brings the best out of me because I think if I'm DJing back to back with Anthony, I have to bring my A game. So he's always an inspiration, and and with Danny and Darren and 3D as well, and I mean and Sasha and John and I mean there's so many Nick, Hanan. There's so many of my peers are doing that exactly, nailing the gig, nailing they're at the top of their game and bringing their A games on a regular basis. And when you're surrounded by these people that are really doing such amazing things personally and for the scene, then it inspires you to reach those levels on a regular basis. It's a consistency as well. Some of these guys are so consistent.
But you all have been friends for
ages, no?
ages.
Yeah.
So
It's like
this is a nice kind of inspiration because
Yeah.
they are your friends at the same time. As a professionals, it's a kind of inspiration. So you are like a big family.
Yeah,
it's
I think
a brotherhood. Yes.
Yeah, I think we all know each other. We all push each other on a bit. Yeah, I mean, I think somebody I saw on the TV the other day about tennis players, like pushing each other on. They live on the circuit together, like we're on the circuit together. They're good mates off the court, but when it comes, they went to what they do, they really push each other on to the limits to bring the best out of each other. And I think we're lucky in our little niche of electronic music. We've got some amazing artists doing some amazing things and on a regular basis. So it definitely helps us all.
When you were growing up, I mean, what music did you listen to that made you go, this is something that I want to do professionally? Which is the music that you listened to when you were you were young? You were saying when you were mobile DJing that you play goth, you play everything. But was there some pieces of music that made you go, ah?
Well, I think Arthur Baker was the one that really kind of, I became obsessed with Arthur during my teenage years. Around all that New Order stuff and Blue Monday as well. It was just like a record from outer space. It was just like, wow, that's just so powerful and so amazing. And I was into breakdancing at the time as well, so I kind of like that whole electro scene that was going on alongside what was going on in the New York clubs.
Okay.
I became obsessed with New York clubbing and everything that was coming out of that. So all those remixes, all those 12-inch mixes, that really so New Order, Pet Shop Boys around that time, definitely Depeche Mode, even Human League and all that all the synthesizer stuff that came out of the early 80s in the UK. Some of the, as we talked about, Trevor Horn, some of those amazing productions that he made. There was lots and lots of influences that all kind of, come from different things, and there's not necessarily just one thing, it's like it comes from influences. I would say like, everybody's different because you all take a little, I might take
here and there.
I might 10% of that when you might take 50%. I think everybody takes like 1% of that and 0.7 of that. and so it makes your thing unique because you all take slightly different bits from different places.
Speaking of Arthur Baker, have you managed to get a hold of the new Dance Masters collections?
I haven't. No.
They're good.
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Eh?
I know he was doing it. Yeah.
They're really, really, really good. So they had there's his, and there's there's another one from Shep Pettibone.
Shep Pettibone's
Which
yeah.
that one is so good.
Shep was huge influence as well. Yeah.
Shep
Have you the Arthur's book is really good. He's written he's Looking for the Perfect Beat. He's written his kind of autobiography.
I haven't
really
read
good.
it. Yeah,
it's really
it's
good.
a good
really
read.
interesting. Yeah.
Looking for the Perfect Beat.
Yeah. Surprise. Good title.
Yeah.
Perfect title.
Speaking about the devil, is there any record or piece of music that definitely changed your life?
Changed my life. Well, such a good feeling had a big influence on everything else that followed it. No, I don't think changed my life. I mean, there's a lot of records that definitely, made me take certain directions. I mean, I was big into like the mod revival of in the late 70s, like the Jam and the Specials and that. So that was, that I had little moments where I went off in directions because of certain things, certain records, and things were very tribal back then as well. Like you became part of a tribe, for a while.
Yes.
But I wouldn't say one particular record. No. Confide in Me was a big record for us with Kylie as well.
Okay.
Certain moments that like really stand out, sort of punctuate you know, that what I've done over the years, but yeah, I don't know if there was just one. I don't think I could just account it to one thing.
Working with Kylie, how
was
is
it?
it?
Yeah,
How was
a
it?
good story. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing to be able to get involved with Kylie. Just I think at the right time. Again, she'd done all the sort of pop music with the Stock Aitken Waterman with PWL, and I think everybody, she was kind of just growing up from being the sort of teeny pop
The
star.
locomotion.
yeah.
The locomotion.
And you know, she's growing up, you know, like into an adult, and I started going out with Michael Hutchence and things like that. You know, her life was you know was growing, and so she was becoming more and more interested in different, like we all do, you know.
Yeah.
Like you start off with
yeah.
a limited amount of knowledge on things, and you might
Yes.
and then you grow up and you learn stuff, and you start to appreciate finer and more things in life, get more cultured, and so yeah, I think we really became involved in work. We did a remix for her while she was at PWL on Finer Feelings that was really that they were really happy with. So then when she would move to Deconstruction, which is renowned as a dance music label, we'd already done quite a bit of work for them. So literally just picked the phone up and said, "Is there any chance we could maybe do something with Kylie?" And they said, "Yeah, sure. We'll get her in the studio." I was like, "Wow, okay." And Confide in Me was one of the first things that we did. Yeah, so I think it was a good time. Everybody was waiting for Kylie to make a cooler record, yeah. So it was an honor, privilege to come up with that for her, and you know, be a part of the next part of her journey, really, into being a bit more of an adult pop star into rather than the sort of the teeny stuff that she'd done before.
Reinvention.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. So yeah, it was amazing. And then when we went on, Steve still works with her. Steve still does a lot of the shows with her and TV appearances and things like that. Like doing a lot of the music. Yeah,
great.
Musical director on the shows and things like that. But we did quite a lot of stuff, and it was amazing time. Yeah.
Kylie, come over to Track 82.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, the biggest pop star in Australia.
Yeah, why not?
And Dave, with all this history that you've done, tracks, music, gigs, and everything, there is a lot of history in your life. If you look back, do you think you could have done something different? Walking on my shoes, the Depeche Mode. Yeah.
No, I think I never really contemplate on things like that. I don't try to have any regrets. Everything happens for a reason. You know, we all learn from mistakes, and mistakes are good things. You could never ever do anything perfectly. If I'd had chosen a different direction, would that have had a knock-on effect and made other things not happen? You know, I think so. I don't really dwell on anything. If something hasn't gone as particularly well as I would have liked it to done, I learn from that, and why did that not happen, and try to sort of move forward in a positive way. Yeah, I've never been one to have regrets or dwell on anything that I felt I could have. I always try to put my best into whatever I do, and
look at the bright side of things.
Yeah, sometimes we all fall short in life on certain things. You know, maybe things don't work out as you want, but it's all a learning process. I think that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any one of those mistakes that maybe shape your career or your life?
No, nothing that springs to mind. That something that happened that made me. Not really. No. I mean, I wouldn't call it mistakes. I mean, I was told that, when I was younger, I wanted to be a DJ from being 8 years old. Way before DJing was a career that you could do it for your whole life. So being told that I couldn't do something just made me want to do it more, gave me more. I think that's the case with a lot of people, right? When you really have got it, something in your head that you're really a passion and something that you really want to do, and somebody tells you can't do it, it just makes you want to do it more. Yeah. So I got told that I couldn't, the DJing thing's fine for a hobby, but what about getting a real job? So not mistakes as such, but certain things mold you. Like everything every day molds you in a certain way, right? But to try to take the positives, learn from things and move on and become
Be better.
be better. Yeah,
Yeah,
be better every day. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
just the only way you can be, really, because the alternative is not good.
Ah, yes.
And now with family, now we're talking about this kind of off screen. But now with family and everything, are you passing the torch to your kids or?
My eldest boy's just shown a bit. I mean, he's 20, so he's taken his time, but he's shown a bit of interest. He's now gone off to uni, so and also, my he's 20, and my next boy down's 19, so they're both going out clubbing now. So they're taking a bit more. I think now when they can actually go out and experience
Mhm.
clubbing and in its in its natural habitat, they're loving it more than they've, because before it was just what Dad did. He just made loads of noise.
Which
But yeah, so he's showing a bit of interest. I've got some old decks that he's just taken to have a little play around on. So we'll see. I've never really pushed them to do anything apart from just open doors for them and whatever it might be, and that's been lots of different things that they've kind of got into, but just try to give them the opportunities and they'll find their own way. But yeah, it's nice that my youngest as well, my 13-year-old, asked for a record player for Christmas, so I was quite happy about it.
He's on the right path.
Yeah.
He's on the right path.
Yeah. So so I had to go and buy him lots of Tyler the Creator and Kendrick Lamar and stuff like that, which is it's not my kind of thing, but it could be a lot worse. He could be a lot worse than those kind of guys.
All the kids are into that. All the kids. Yeah.
So so there's a lot of that coming out of his bedroom at the minute. But yeah,
the boom, the heavy bass, boom, boom.
Yeah, but he's had a great teacher, so he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, it's nice that he was even just taking an interest in vinyl, and I think they really like having the sleeves as well. They want to put the sleeves on the wall and they want to read all of it.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so not they're not necessarily going to follow in my footsteps, but it's nice they're taking a bit of interest. Yeah,
Cool, yeah. It's always good to pass that musical curiosity to your kids. Yeah, my oldest one, I tried to get her into all the Smiths, the New Orders, and everything, and she got into it. But now she's showing me new things.
Okay, yeah.
So it's great that she's showing me new things. So,
Yeah.
Dad, have you listened to this? And then she plays some R&B and everything. That also, it's not my cup of tea, but there is some cool stuff
Yeah.
that she's passing me. MF Doom, for example. I
Yeah.
mean, it's an engaging music that she's giving
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, there's good and bad in every genre. There's you can't say one genre is better than another. It's just taste. Everybody's got different taste, and yeah, whatever it is, there's going to be good and bad within it. So just
Correct.
finding the good stuff in each genre is the key.
That's correct. Yeah.
One of those tracks, around 3 or 4 o'clock, in one of those peak moments in the party.
The hypnotic. You want? That's just circling and circling. It's
so
like
hypnotic with the voices and. This is wicked, guys. Come on, what is
tell
it?
us, Dave.
So this is new on Selador. This is by Kelsey Valantine,
Okay.
and that is. Kelsey Valantine is Phil Kelsey and Dave Valentine, who are two 90s producers, right? So Phil Kelsey was PKA, and Dave Valentine did all the stuff at Self-Preservation Society.
Phil K, of course.
So
Yeah.
these guys are like old hats producers from the 90s, and moved away from the scene, not been doing so much for a long time, but finally got together and made some amazing new music. And this is one of the first ones that they've done, which obviously uses that DJ's rule, getting to the music sample, which is and as both, I think only myself and Steve and Anthony have had this, and I think we've played it at every gig for about the last 6 months, but it's finally going to come out in a month or so. Yeah.
Great. So it's the name again?
It's called Getting to the Music by Kelsey Valentine.
Getting to the music indeed. Here on TRKIDMexico. The breakdown is coming.
Talking about styles and genre, progressive scene is coming back huge. It's growing and growing. How do you see this this kind of phenomena now taking this kind of advantage with the social media. So you were in the early ages where without social media, and now with social media, and the genre is hitting really
It's
hard
hitting hard
again.
again. We love it. Yeah.
Yeah, we love that phenomena. So, what do you think about it?
About the social media aspect of
Social media with the growing, the fast growing, and the coming back of the
Yeah.
progressive scene.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, social media is a double-edged sword. It can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but also it has a lot of a lot of positive things. You know, that to be able to share good stuff as well. And yeah, I think it's the natural cycle of fashion generally, would be whether it be clothes or all sorts of different art forms. You know, things will maybe go around in cycles. Most things have already been done, but the way that they're kind of repackaged for a new generation, you know, done in a new, fresh way for different generations. And I think progressive is just on an upward trajectory again. It's come back round again. And people are enjoying it. And I see young people enjoying it again, and it's nice to see that you know there was a while a little period there during those maybe the mid noughties that progressive was a bit of a dirty word, and you know it was all about minimal and EDM, and you know people didn't want to listen to progressive. It was it's their old stuff. But
Yes, yeah.
but yeah, you know, we kept on doing our thing, and what goes around comes around, and now it's great to see flourishing again, and really, you know, people really enjoying it again, and because it is and the same goes for all different scenes really. I think all scenes will have their moments where they're in the sun, and there's maybe when they're not quite so you know in vogue anymore. But I think people just, you know, if you stick to your passion, just do what you do and do what you love, and manage to get through, then there'll be better times on the other side. And yeah, progressive's definitely having a moment in the sun again. It's nice to see.
It's great to listen again to those chubby bass lines with the arpeggios like we were discussing, and the melodies. And it's so good to hear it. It's just making the rounds again, and in such a high level, and around the world. So
Yeah.
that's amazing. So when you're playing this, what do you prefer? The big club, the big festival, or the intimate club?
That you can have a really great big festival and a really rubbish big festival, and you can have a really great small club. So it all really depends on the moment and the crowd. And generally I like smaller things because I like it to be a little bit more intimate. And I like to see the whites in people's eyes and people's faces really enjoying it. It's not quite so easy to see that when it's just a sea of faces and they're a bit far away. But of course it's quite a spectacle to see so many people, you know, especially when they're really enjoying it, and you can, you know, you get a big like reaction from a big crowd. So no specific preferences on that. Just good crowds, just enjoying the moment, just feeling that connection. DJing is about connection through music, and feeling that connection that could happen.
Like your last gig at Funk.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Yeah, really
One
enjoy it.
for the books.
Yeah. What's one for the books?
Yeah. It was one of the greatest nights I've heard Anthony and you playing. That leads me to this question: How did this idea to play back to back with Anthony Papa came out? Because as we said before, there is Sasha and John, there is Nick with Hernan, and now we have we all are really surprised about this back to back between Anthony and you. How did this idea came out?
Well, I've known Anthony for a long time. You know, so we've known each other for 30 something years and been good friends, and he worked at DMC as well for a while when he moved over to the UK. So we've done a lot of gigs together, a lot of parties together. The back-to-back thing, I don't know when it really started. Really can't think of what the first one was. We've done a few years ago. We just did one together, and it really worked. It really clicked, and we get on really well personally anyway. And musically, we DJ in exactly the same way in terms of the way we organize our music and the way we have our settings on the CDJs, and so it's all and the way so the way he keys and I key and BPM and all that kind of thing, and the way this everything's very very easy for us because we do it in a very similar way.
Okay.
Yes.
So when if somebody's using a sync button and I'm doing a back to back with them, it's kind of like it's quite difficult because I don't really enjoy doing that. I like to have more control. So to keep on having to change everything in between, that's it's a bit more awkward when it's very easy. I mean, it's a bit about being comfortable really, and so that's very easy side of it for us. We also have a very similar musical taste. We share music every week anyway. We always have done that. We always share a folder with each other of what our favorite things were from that week. So I kind of know a lot of the tracks he's playing. He knows a lot of the tracks I'm playing. So when it comes to a back to back, it
dovetails perfectly.
It matches perfectly.
Yeah, it does because playing a back to back can be quite difficult with people where you don't know them so well or you don't know their music so well. And like I said, they DJ in a different way, the way that they. And there's no right or wrong way of doing it, but when you're doing a back to back with somebody, what comes out of the speakers is forever. It doesn't matter whether it's back to back or not. Whatever's happening, whatever comes out of the speakers, whatever equipment they're using, whoever's DJing, as long as what comes out of the speakers connects with the people and the people are having a great time, then that's then obviously that's happening. That party is happening on both levels. The DJ's doing a good job for the people are enjoying it, and so that's perfect. For a back-to-back, that can go quite wrong.
Yes.
And I've heard it go quite wrong when people are pulling in different directions. One DJ's going one way, another DJ's going another way. With Anthony, it's very, very easy for us. We dovetail very, very easily, and it seems, and people seem to like it. Yeah. So the more, and it's nice to be able to travel together as well. So you're not traveling on your own. Traveling with a friend is always a bonus as well.
A great mate.
Yeah.
A great mate.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been really enjoying it, and there seems to be an appetite for us to do more of it. So we're happy to carry on. Yeah.
And do you play what? Do you play 2 and 2 or 3 and 3?
2 and 2. Yeah.
2 and 2?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a little sort of way when you start on the outside, and so you're leaving the person, whoever's coming after you, with the deck here. So you're not got 2 outside decks, so it's just like. Like that, yeah, it's
comfortable.
It works. Yeah, it really works. We really find it very easy to do, very fulfilling. We feel like what comes out the speakers, as I said, which is the most important thing, we've recorded a few sets and we've listened back to them and said the one of the best compliments we've had is like when people say they've listened back to it and weren't actually at the gig. We couldn't tell who was DJing, we couldn't tell who was playing what, and that's great. That's how we won it.
That's why I asked if you played 2 and 2, because when you were playing at that funk, it was like, who's playing what the hell? Yeah. Really. And there's the set is available on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
The funk one,
yeah.
The 5 hours,
Yeah, that's a good thing when people can't tell exactly who's DJing at any time. It means that the back to back is working well.
It's flawless.
Yeah, it's flawless.
Yeah, totally.
And now with the progressive scene and booming and everything, who do you see as the new rising talents?
Oh gosh, there's loads, isn't there? Loads. I mean, you look at the Balance lineup, Balance Festival in Croatia that happened last year, which was an amazing festival, by the way. It was really kind of a real sort of like a seal of approval of progressive house music is back. Like having everybody together and in one place and showing what an amazing event we could put on together. So there was loads of people on that line. There was obviously a lot of the Argentinians that are coming through underneath, coming in Hanan's slipstream. He's been a very good teacher for a lot of people down there. I mean, there's tons and tons. I just go look at the Balance lineup and go see all the youngsters coming through. Yeah. There's so many amazing DJs out there now. That it's unfortunate there's not enough places for everybody to play. The clubs are kind of closing a bit too often. We're losing venues as we're getting more and more artists, more and more DJs. So that's the problem with the numbers in that respect. Especially a lot of the smaller places. in the UK, especially, like a lot of the smaller places are getting closed down because they just can't operate anymore. A lot of the big businesses kind of strangling them a little bit. The big corporates that are taking over some of these festivals and squeezing people out. That's a thing that will kind of work itself out one way or another in over the coming years. But yeah, we're not short of great artists and great DJs, that's for sure.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So we'll see you at Balance.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah, we'll see you at Balance for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will. So we are getting into one of our favorite sections. So you're gonna move to an island, and you are allowed only to carry on with 5 records. Which ones?
Oh gosh. Could have given me a bit of warning on that one.
Could be one, but you can carry on with 5.
Oh gosh, that's a really difficult question. There's like a desert island discs, right? Well, where do you start on that one? So I'm thinking about the actual being on a desert island. Like, what would I like to listen to on a desert island? So that might be very different from what I would want. Is there a nightclub on the island?
Do I have food or clothing? Yeah.
You can feel that.
I mean, there's lots of tangibles for this one.
Let's say do you have maybe a comfortable listening area, and you can, I don't know, maybe pop in or out if you want to dance or something.
Yeah.
You have food, which is essential, and you have electricity. So
okay. Well, one of my favorite records that I always keep coming back to is Lamb, Gorecki by Lamb. Gorecki is an amazing track, and it always makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. It's like such a beautiful record, one of the best love songs ever written. I would say, yeah, Blue Monday, New Order always sounds amazing whenever I play it, and is like probably the best electronic record ever made, right up there with I Feel Love, Donna Summer, which is 50 years old. Donna Summer, if I feel
it sounds so
great.
good.
Still sounds amazing, but I'll go for Blue Monday. Oh my God! Like, you're really
sorry, mate. Sorry,
putting you through the grinder, man. Really.
I love Chaka Khan. He's one of my favorite vocalists. So maybe, I mean, I don't know what I could choose loads of different ones on Chaka Khan, be it Clouds or I Know You, I Love You, or Ain't Nobody, or I mean, it could be. Depends what day it is with Chaka. Oh God, maybe some other different kinds of music as well. I don't know. You really done me in there. I'm gonna leave it at 3.
Okay, so he only got 3. No, that Lamb record. When I first heard it, I think it was 97.
Yeah,
97 or 98. 97 or 98.
Yeah, probably.
Man, I was like, this is the vocal, Luis vocal.
That vocalist.
This very moment.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's so many amazing records obviously that's been made, and which ones could I trying to think of what I would listen to over and over again and not get bored of. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
So did you hear Lamb's, I think it was their last record, the one Spiral, it has like a spiral. I don't it's like a black cover. I forgot the name. It has like a spiral, which is it has really great tracks in there.
Okay.
Try to listen to it.
Okay.
If you love Gorecki, you're gonna love that record.
Yeah. Yes, I've been thinking about got to have a David Bowie record in there, got to have a Prince record in there.
Honky Dory, Honky Dory, yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I was thinking, well, I could do albums. I could do all albums,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And then you have 10 records, yes.
Sign of the Times album, double album by Prince. I would agree. Yeah, definitely take that. Anyway,
30 tracks, and then 30 plus.
Anyway,
everybody, this is a golden question. So take a note, pay attention, please, Dave. What kind of advice you would give to these new generations of DJs and producers who are willing to play in clubs and festivals? They think they're ready, but sometimes they are not. Well, what kind of advice you would say?
I would say don't try to. I mean, this is something that a lot of people say, but it's true. Don't try to just copy somebody else just because they're doing really well, and it might be a person that you really admire and you idolize, but just being the second best of them is not what you want to be. You want to be your own person. Don't be your own self. Don't everybody else is taken, as Oscar Wilde once said, and that's true. So yeah, you find your own thing. Your own style, and that might be a mixture of different things and different, even the way that you conduct yourself on stage and all that kind of thing. I think more than anything is there's no substitute for hard work. I think this generation coming through, and I think we're all guilty of it as well, is like everybody's looking for a shortcut. Nobody wants to do these people that do really, really well or look like they've had an overnight success. They haven't had an overnight success. They've been doing the reps. We talk about doing the reps, like whatever it is you want to do. If it's 10,000 hours, talk about that. If you want to be good at something, whatever it may be, you have to really put the effort in at the beginning. There's no shortcut, or if there is and you get lucky, you'll get found out really quickly. So you've got to really put the hard. If something's worth doing, it's worth doing correctly. It's worth doing to 100% of your power and your ability. So put the hard work in, do the reps, do it. Never, you just keep on doing it, because then when an opportunity presents itself, you'll be ready.
Yes.
You'll be ready because you've already put the reps in. Like a footballer or whatever it may be. You already know how to take a shot because you've practiced that thousands of times. So don't try to do too many different things. I think that's another one. I would say people spread themselves a little bit too thin. It's already difficult to just be yourself and all the things that come with that in terms of social media and the way that you present yourself and being an artist and putting music out, and there's lots and lots of things to do. So and trust your gut, trust your instinct. If something doesn't feel right, it's not right.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I should do that, because if it doesn't feel right, then you're probably right. Your feelings are usually correct. Your instincts usually correct. So work hard. Work. Never give up in terms of getting better, as we talked about before.
Yes.
You've always got to be striving to be better. All of us. I'm constantly still learning now. Sometimes I feel like I'm just starting again when certain things in the business is always constantly evolving as well. That's one of the great things about the business, and it's always, because it's always exciting. There's always something new happening. So keep on learning, keep on being humble. Personal relationships are like everything in this business and in most businesses, right? If you're a dick, you're not going to get anywhere really.
That's right.
So lose the attitude, be humble, try to cultivate relationships with, especially in the sort of genre that you want to work within. Try to if you're sending music to people, it's unlikely. If you send demos to me and I don't know you, it's unlikely I'm going to listen to it, I'll be honest, because I haven't got time to get through all the music from the people that I already know. I don't even have a chance to listen to all that. So listening to people that I don't know is probably not going to happen, and that's a really sad thing. But there's just too much music now, to be able to listen to everything. So one way I'd say is support people on their socials. Like if you suddenly started answering like my posts on a regular basis, your name would become like, oh, I'd see that guy, right? Okay. I said that your name starts to become familiar to me. So then when you send me music in, I kind of know who that guy is, and then I might listen to it. So show support for the labels and the artists that you want to be a part of.
Of course.
And that's maybe a good way to get up to introduce yourself. The other thing, of course, is to go to the gigs that they go to and try to. And then again, if that guy came over and said, "Oh, I'm so and so," and I go, "All right, I kind of know you are, yeah," because
I remember from you and here and there, yeah.
So there's ways to kind of become friends, become acquaintances, and start relationships up with people within the genre that you want to work in, with the labels you want to work in, with the DJs you want to work in, and cultivate those relationships and personal relationships. If you're a good guy, you're doing good things, and then doors will open. Yeah.
Remember, kids, networking. Networking, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Networking and attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously networking, you can network in the wrong way as well. Yeah. You can really close doors.
Yeah, that's correct.
You
Yeah.
can shut them for good.
Hey, Dave. And now that you moved to a new home, you're doing the gigs, you're doing with Anthony, the label, everything. What's coming for you in the next years?
Well, I've just moved house and moved country. I've just moved to Ibiza, so with my family. My two oldest boys are at university now, back in the UK, but they still come over quite regularly. And my youngest boy is going to school in Ibiza, so we're kind of starting a new life over there. So trying to learn some Spanish.
Claro, claro, señor.
But yeah, I mean, obviously that's a big personal change in my life, in our lives, trying to learn, slightly new. I mean, I know Ibiza pretty well. I know a lot of people there, and I've been going to Ibiza for many years. But still, it's a change that we're trying to get used to. From a professional point of view, I've got an album coming out next in a couple of months' time. I'm just finishing that off at the moment, which is actually a lot of stuff that's already been released on Selador over the last 10 years. But I've made new versions of them, like tweaked versions, to make them more of a listening thing. So they're not club mixes. There's no intros and outros with beats. It's just like a listening piece,
experience,
like a radio edit, if you like, of the songs. And there's some new stuff on there as well, and some remixes of some things that people will know. And it's kind of a drawing from the past tracks that people would know me for, maybe over the last 20 years. Even some tracks that have been on like Nightfalls, for instance. The tracks like that have been on Global Underground Records, and doing new versions of those, and trying to make it like a listening like piece. So that's coming out on Selador in April. I think we're going to be looking at doing that. And apart from that, lots and lots of DJ, lots of stuff with Anthony, doing some stuff with Danny and Darren as 3D again, Danny Howells, Darren Emerson. A lot of stuff in Ibiza. I'll be doing a lot more of the down tempo sets. They've been quite popular. The poolside sets that I was doing at Pikes and things that are sort of not dance music.
We would love to hear one of those.
Oh
here.
They're available on Mixcloud and SoundCloud. You can listen to some of those. I've been doing some real,
but see you live.
Yeah.
That's the catch.
Yeah. Some real sort of down tempo, poolside, chill out, daytime vibes. Like the kind of thing that I did on my Back to Mine album back in the day. Those kind of things. So playing things like Gorecki. So yeah, I mean, I'm in a pretty good place, and like you said, progressive house is doing pretty well. So there's plenty of gigs coming up at the minute, which is always nice. Make hay while the sun shines.
Okay. And does your album have a name?
If Memory Serves, I'm going to call it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vinyl release?
There will be some of them, not necessarily the whole of it on vinyl, but we'll put some tracks together as like an EP,
perfect, like a sampler. Sampler. Yeah.
Cool.
Speaking about the Devil of Memories, I remember you upload in one of the on your socials a picture of you dancing in the early 90s or something, dancing in Ibiza, like making break dancing or something. What does it feel that years later you're living there?
That was in when I was that picture of me breakdancing, or the video of me breakdancing.
Yeah.
That was in Argentina. That was Buenos Aires. That was on the Global Underground.
I thought it was in Ibiza.
Really? No, that was the Global. I think there is a picture of me. That was the video. There is a picture of me maybe breakdancing at Space one time.
Yes.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah, that's like just a picture as I was doing a caterpillar or worm or something. Yeah, I'm cutting all my hands and all the broken glass. Yeah. Seemed like a good idea at the time.
Dave Seaman, Electric Boogaloo 3.
I used to do too much breakdancing when I was drunk. Yeah, I don't do it anymore. Too old for that now.
Shame. Yeah.
It's a long time ago now. Global Underground's 30th anniversary this year. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah. But we're still here, still doing it, still enjoying it. Long may it continue.
Looking forward to have a worthy Global Underground party in Mexico City. I hope that you guys tell the Global Underground guys to have one here, because we deserve one really bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they come. They're doing more and more albums again. I think they were only doing like one a year for a while, because obviously there's not as much sales in CDs anymore. It's difficult to put so much money
justify
into
it,
with all the expense of doing it, but people are buying the vinyl, so they're trying to find. I think they've only just done Guy J, and they're already just announced Deep Dish. So
the Guy J, it's beautiful. It's
yeah.
a beautiful package. I mean, if you get the deluxe box, has a tote bag, and this is big box and has an exclusive track only for the box
edition.
release. That's correct. Yes.
Yeah, they just announced Deep Dish, which is going to happen soon, and then they've just done a GU Select album as well. So it seems like those guys are stepping up a bit as well. So you never know. You never know.
Arpeggio time.
Melody. I love this kind of sounds.
It's my favorite thing of progressive. This kind of floaty arpeggio, trippy, that really gets you deeper into the music. What is this, Dave?
This is another one of mine and John's.
Whoa.
Hello, young Quivver.
Stop the press.
So yeah, we just finished this. This is going to come out on Global Underground, called Starship Disco. We just was again quite a few samples, bits and pieces of samples that I brought in, and then we kind of, there's a couple of different incarnations of this, but we kind of settled on this one, and especially this section here that kicks in with a sort of moving bass line. Was really pleased with this one.
It's nice. Oh look, bass line is great.
I'm out. I don't want to be here now. No,
This is way
so
too much.
jealous.
This is way too much. Starship Disco here on TRKIDMexico. Dave, thanks for sharing this great music with us.
Yeah,
Really.
pleasure.
That's so.
Talking about your legacy, how do you want to be remembered?
I've not really thought about that. I've got a long way to go yet. I'm not planning on on leaving anytime soon. I don't know, just like somebody that contributed and did positive things, I suppose, for music, for the electronic music. That contributed and people enjoyed. I haven't really thought about anything much more than that, really, to be honest.
Okay, so Dave, can you please help us with the audience to share your socials, so the ones that do not follow you can follow you?
So Instagram is instagram.com/Dave Seaman DJ. On SoundCloud, I think it's just, I'm trying to remember now. I think it's just soundcloud.com/Dave Seaman. YouTube is Dave Seaman Official. Facebook is Dave Seaman Official as well, I think. Go to djdaveseaman.com.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
That's it. That
Yeah.
makes it easier for everybody.
djdaveseaman.com, and you
Easy,
can follow all the links from there.
And if you follow Dave on Instagram, you will have a weekly lessons of great old tracks that you're always picking from your selections. I just love that. Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That's my favorite.
That's the one
section.
okay, let's see
Absolutely.
what it's an amazing.
Thank you.
Dave, on behalf of Rafa, our producer, Mappy, and I, we are super honored and super happy that you had the time, the patience to be here with us, and it means a lot for us that you were here today. Really,
Oh, it's been a pleasure, guys.
Means
It's
the
been good
world.
to chat. Good to chat.
Means the world from us.
There is a lot of stories, a lot of things, and I remember that I told you some years ago. I was having good time with all my friends at my home, and we were listening Global Underground. It was the Buenos Aires compilation, and one of my friends we were talking and says, How do you think that Dave Seaman is? Do you think he's a cool guy or is a rock star? I don't know. How could be? to be hanging out with that kind of guys, you know. And we were like dreaming. Now we are talking, and after all of these years, we, I feel so lucky because I had the opportunity to share a stage with you. Now I'm part
Music.
I'm part of your label, and I really appreciate that all that support, and I appreciate all your friendship and the support. So I just can say thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome, man. It's a pleasure knowing you as well, and an amazing track that we signed as well.
Oh,
It
yeah.
sounded great at Funk, right?
And
That
that's
sounded
out of 808
amazing.
Love. The 808 Love, yeah.
And there's more to coming. So
No,
Okay,
this
good.
this was an episode in the making. I mean, we've been trying to do it for since almost the beginning of when we started, when we had the idea. But it's amazing. You're such a cool guy, really, and I mean, people are gonna see it, and we love that you were here sharing everything with us.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, guys. Like I said, it's good to chat. Thanks for inviting me. Good to hang out, and we'll see you at the club tomorrow.
Yeah,
yes, why not?
See you on the dance
See,
floor.
yeah,
as we say.
that is correct. So-
It's Sunday. There's no office and day job for the Monday, so it's gonna be really nice.
Pues bueno, gente, aquí está la historia, es la historia de Dave, nos contó su vida, sus inicios, qué está haciendo, entonces ya saben, solo aquí en Track ID México tenemos este tipo de experiencias, este tipo de historias, entonces suscríbanse, como ya saben, siempre a nuestro canal de YouTube, Track ID México.
Aquí no solamente les vamos a platicar de tracks, como se podrán dar cuenta, platicamos ese lado humano, ese lado profesional, ese lado positivo, las historias que existen en la música electrónica, solamente para ustedes.
Aquí en Track ID México. Para Track ID
Mapiu.
y Pepe Camil, y en los controles, Rafa. Un saludo a todos y nos vemos.
La próxima.